I went to Burlington, Vermont, because I saw an ad in the paper that said pedicurist wanted. And it was a shoe store. I don't know if anybody here's seen Sex in the City, but it's those kinds of shoes. And so I did pedicures there. And I met a woman, an amazing, phenomenal mentor to me, business mentor. She came probably once a week to get her toes painted by me. And I don't know, probably the third time she came, she said, if I showed you something that could help you balance the body in a way so you can kind of come back to health. And I went, I do healing work? Yeah, I should probably hear about something like that. So we went for a cup of coffee. Some of you may be aware of Nikan. It's pretty huge. It's in 38 countries, and it's a Japanese wellness technology. And for me, what they did was she had the sleep system, the air, and the water. And she put me on that for 2 weeks. And it was blizzarding snow one morning. And my dog was on the chain. And I was in my T-shirt because I was burning all the time. So I went outside, and it was those big, fluffy snowflakes. And I walked outside. First of all, I was aware, okay, it's kind of cold. And then the snowflakes were going on my arms, and I went, oh my God, I can feel. And I wept like a baby. I fell into the snow. It's like I couldn't get enough snow, and I couldn't get enough feeling. And so Thor came out and said, honey, are you okay? And I said, yeah, I can feel. And so I ran through the house and tasted things and smelled things. And I just went, oh my God, for me, this was the miracle. This was the miracle that I could be a part of life again. I could not only be a part of life again, but be there for other people who are struggling, who are suffering, because I understand it like a best friend. I understand suffering from a cellular level. But I had to not feel any of these things in order to come all the way back to fully feel them again. So it was very powerful and very important, and not everybody resonates with magnetic and far infrared technology, but I do. Everything that this company comes out with, it's like, I don't know, it's just one of those things. So that for me was the most powerful, and I have so many people that are now a support system in the Nikan community. I have Thor, I have my sister who's my best friend, and I don't know how much time is left for me. Okay, forgot to tell you about the transitional home. Oh, and the other part. Okay, so my sisters got me into this transitional home. Awesome people. I was there with another brain injured lady, but again, the fire on the inside and the not being able to smell, I couldn't take one more day. And I didn't feel like I was connected to anything. Everything was like foreign to me. It felt as though I got a big shot throughout my body. You know how it feels when you go to the dentist? That's how it felt like with touch. It was numb. And I was convinced that somebody would put me down. I was like, I can't, no smell, no taste, no feel. Can you like put me out? Like, and I didn't want to be responsible for taking my own life, but I was willing to listen to anybody who would give me anything. And the deal here is that nobody wants anybody else to die. So I was in this transitional home. So this is going to be round 2 at the psych ward. I went, I think bleach could do it. I think if I drank some bleach, that would do it. So I flung myself out of bed. It was probably around midnight. I'm not sure. But I went through every cupboard in the bathroom, and finally I found the bleach and just did a large swig of bleach. And all I did was throw up and freak the night person out. And she's, Mary, what are you doing? And I was like, want to be dead. Thought this would do it. It's not doing it. I have to call the ambulance. So she called the ambulance, and I was back at the psych ward. Hey, how's everybody doing? Still nobody wanting to help me out at all. And my sister Sue, coming from the kind of family that we lived in, you know, love unconditionally was pretty much unheard of. There was always some sort of something, you know, connected, but not with my sister, because she had to walk herself in her early 40s, a very deep suicidal walk herself. So she can go there with me. She could go there, and she would call every night, and it was group night. And I was on the phone with my sister, and I said, Sue, I cannot do one more night of group. I can't do it. And she said, Mary, can you hear me? And I went, yeah. And she said, let's go down to the bottom of the ocean together, where all the creepy, slimy monsters live. And I am rocking you, and I am holding you, and I am loving you. Can you feel me? And I said, I think so. And it was in that moment that I hung up the phone. I said, here's the deal. 50% chance that we can come out of this. We take this sucker into eternity, that's forever. So I didn't do anything ever again to hurt myself, nor would I ever do anything to hurt myself. It's been a journey from self-hate to self-love like you wouldn't believe. And to be loved like that by a sister was pretty profound. And we continue to talk every day. And she has taught me so much, and I have taught her so much. She's 14 years older than me. And everybody, all my brothers and sisters, like, what does Mary think about that? What's Mary? You think Mary would like, you know? So the youngest is now the wise one, and, you know, the one to come to if there's issues. So let's see. Went back to the transitional home, was doing some medication, and I'd go in and out just like in the coma. I'd get like kind of out of it, and I would go, oh, I'm back, I can smell, I can taste, I can see, everything was fine. And then I'd go back down, and I couldn't feel anything again, and it all was over. So it was like this in and out thing for about 2 months. And then finally, and I've been building on it every single day for 10 years, finally I was out for good. And I am so grateful to Western medicine for saving my life, not once, but twice. And thank you for like psychiatrists who don't really listen to you really wanting to be dead, and working diligently to work with me in a way, because I guess this isn't a foreign thing for people who survive something like this. But I had that to do, and I had the history that I didn't deal with at all. So the two of those things together, it just was very, very difficult. But now, after 10 years, I can say I've done a whole lot of therapy, work with a whole lot of people, doing my healing work with people. I opened a spa, and since I'm going to be taking my stuff on the road, I have given it to a business partner who is 25 years old, and she's a single mom, and she's going to be phenomenal. She's going to open the salon in the same space that we were in. So I can't be like plugged down to any one space. I'm in two locations in Burlington, Vermont, and 2 locations on the Cape. So I got a lot of things going on. And I said, if today, since it's my first time, people, I said, if I like doing this, I might be able to go and like kind of hang out and talk to people about life. And I'm feeling like it's a good thing. So now I'm going to open the floor to any questions, or am I out of time? If questions? Really? Okay.
Yeah, I have a question. You had stated that the care from the nurses, some was good, some was bad. Can you just elaborate on what good care you received?
The touching stuff, bathing me really slowly, and how are unbelievable love. I could feel it. And whatever these people were going through at home, they put everything aside, and I was absolutely the first priority. And that happened in East Jefferson. It did not happen at the nursing home. Those nurses didn't like their job, and I really couldn't explain to them, like, get out of it, go someplace else. No nurse, no orderly was nice to me in the nursing home. But and my family also says that I got exceptional care at East Jefferson. But that's when my family was around, because there really are nurses out there that have a lot of their own stuff that they kind of put out there to patients, and that's not a good plan. It's just not, because the people absorb it. You're like a sponge when you're that sick and that vulnerable and that wide open. So just remember that. Ooh, I am with someone who is wide open, who is very vulnerable and scared, doesn't feel good. My job is to tend to that patient. That, to me, was a beautiful thing, to be cared for to that degree, and to also be dismissed to that degree, and talking about me in this bed as if I wasn't there. And I'm like, seriously? I hear everything that you are talking about. I just can't let you know to stop it. I could do nothing to stop it. I thrashed around. I couldn't talk. It was just, really, it wasn't good. So, but by far, the nurses at East Jefferson and the doctors, apparently I didn't really meet them, but my family said, oh my God, Barry, you would have died if you were in Vermont. You would have probably just gone, because the chances of me being here were not very big. So thank you for having me here and having the ability to share my story with you. And there's information in your packets on where you can kind of like touch base with me if you want to. And thank you.